And then Mia, like she's only gonna really be able to do anything about 15 minutes plus. Like, so I just don't, I don't know. It's looking rough for S2 right now. To where when we look at the side of MLP, they got a nice early game, a nice end game with the Clint. It's going to be an interesting game, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm in the favor of the tank early game here for S2, right? You're going to have Lolita just be able to walk in there, and the Ralph's not going to be at her point yet, right? But we do say that CC and that Mia lock in. That is an interesting end to the draft for S2. You picking super late game heroes that are very actually CC. I'm more forgiving of the Mia than I am the CC. CC is going to get pushed hard in this lane and give up most of rotation to MLP in the early game.
Look at the aggression right now. You know, we talked about how Zoltra likes to play these aggressive tanks, but even now, just using that Lilia and having the speed up boost of Raphael to kind of poke away, slow down Roger, make sure that Granger secures that Litho Wanter, Ben.
Well, they gave it to him with the CC pick. You just gave away all mid priority. Mid lane's going to be pushed in every single team by red, and then Lily's going to go walk in the jungle and see what my boy Roger's up to. So giving so much vision and control of the map over to the red team early, I don't think it was a good decision by S2. Maybe they have something planned for being able to stall the game and letting Mia get to that point where she can wipe a team by herself, getting that CC to the point where he can peel and he's just unkillable DPS in the backline. The Lapo you said, though, is going to get back there and make that happen. The Lilia can get in there and then get out, and the Raph can speed this all around. I think S2 needs to make plays with their Lolita now, poking into the jungle where they just can't trade the tank damage.
Oh, they do have Nicolette in a bad position here. They decide not to go for the dive. I think it's a smart play. BTK Zoltra needs to maybe back up a little bit. But I think, you know, we see this Lolita really hugging this Mia right now. And maybe you're right. Maybe that is the plan. Like, listen, we don't want to do anything crazy. We want to just kind of play safe. But look at this Esmeralda talking about being safe. She's closing in on best player. But best player is going to push her out. But S2 gets the first blood of the game, Ben.
Awesome, man. The confidence to be able to dive a top level team like that with the Esme. The flicker was down from Lilia. She wasn't 4 yet, and Esme says, you know what? Lapu can push the lane a bit of it. I'm going to win that anyway. Let's kill Lilia again and make sure CC gets a little bit more time, a little bit more jump in the game. And I really like that play. The flicker was down, and she said, I'm going to stick around to see if I can find this. She finds it and gets a kill early. Great look for S2 as it starts.
Yeah, the turtle's up, though. A nice stun come from Lolita. Sir Bossy doing some poke, but in comes Best Player and Nicolette to back them up in this fight. We do see Roger moving around this turtle, trying to close it on Best Player. The ult does pop. He takes him down to half health. Is he going to try to finish up here? The slowdown coming from skill 1. Can he get the finish? Then comes BTK's Ultra to stop him, and while this is happening, we do have Clint taking out that me in the bot lane, but Roger does want to take at least something and dives into the second tier tower in the top lane, taking out Sir Bossy.
Yeah, great play from Roger getting back and covering those kills. Well, excellent flicker from Zoltra to save, I believe that was Granger's life as Roger was diving him. Zoltra comes in, takes the damage, gives a little heal, and makes sure best player stays on the map farming. Lapu does take a hit, but he's going to take a lot of hits in this, right? Because there is no front line, Lapu's going to be the front line. And that's kind of a difficult position for a bursty fighter to play sometimes. So we're going to see Lapu maybe take a lot of L's, but he's going to set up his team a lot. This is all about buying time for MLP and getting to the point where this double marksman really takes off. If S2 does not close this quickly, I do not think the CC and Mia is good enough to fight against the Granger and Clint.
If MLP does not finish this quickly, that's all right, though. Best player, though, like you just said, they want to finish this quickly. They're pushing that Mia out of her tower, zoning in Ralph, and they're going to secure this, almost secure the bottom lane tower. But Mia just not able to do anything. You know, I was so put off by this pick, and yeah, they've kind of been opting for this 1-2-2 strat, which we barely ever see nowadays, but Lolita just has to stay down there to protect her. Down goes that Cecilion to Nicolette. We're starting to see S2 crumble under the early game pressure of MLP, Ben.
Yeah, and Roger's off to a kill start, right? They stole Turtle away, which I love to see, so a little bit of neutral objective control, but the bottom side of the map is getting wiped. Yeah. It's not close. You can see the massive difference between Clint and Mia right here. And I just don't think the game's going to go long enough for Mia to get into this game. You can see mid priority going to Lilia every single time. and that Lilia walks into a different lane. She walks up and secures position on another thing. Turtle is there unless Roger steals again. He's maybe going for Clint here.
Yeah.
There's sacrificing a lot.
Oh my god, he doesn't even go for the finish on it, and now he's not able to secure it as MLP secures the turtle. What happened there? Why did he take the back step?
I think just not being confident in the rest of your team with you. He was a little bit extended right there, and just knowing Mia's not going to offer a lot, and here comes MLP to clap right back.
A nice ult from Zultra. Man, BT. I mean, yes, the Lolita's nice, but it's not doing enough. Mia completely misses her stun and gets one-shotted by best player.
Yeah, so those last 2 picks we saw locked in were what we said. We're like, oof, I don't know about this S2, and it's really coming to shine. As CC gets dived, he has nowhere to go.
Oh, they're just MLP just combing through the map.
No, Promise, please don't.
In comes Promise. Can he do something?
Oh.
Roger is able to clean up Zultra. There goes down another one. Promise gets the kill onto Clint, but best player fires back. Now in comes a nice flicker ult, landing on that Esmeralda and taking her out. Now Lolita is alone. Mia trying to poke, help something. A nice ult. Look at the kill onto Nicolette. This is a nice play, but best player responds back by taking out Lolita. But still, we see some nice gameplay from S2, and we've been talking about how CC and Mia are the weak points, but Roger and Esmeralda definitely carrying this game a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. But best player, although he's pinched, he's off to a 5-0 start. So
Yeah.
if you're not going to ban the Granger and dedicate 5 bans to this man, he's going to get something he's comfortable with. He's trading into Mia with a turret and minions, and he won it. He won it. Mia can't finish. Wow, the difference of these heroes is I don't think Mia is on the board as far as like A, B, C of marksmans, right?
Yeah, so many choices.
I'm hoping there was something really thought out and they decided that. I'm hoping that wasn't like, I'll play Mia. No, there's got to be something behind that.
Yeah, I don't know what that thought was. It's definitely not working in their favor. Another tower goes down, Ben.
Yeah, Turtle's going to be taken immediately. I don't think they're even going to slow down. As soon as Granger walks over there with Retry, they're going to take it. The outer ring of turrets has been taken down. Now MLP will start to get into the jungle and deny Roger even more. Roger has a little bit of a start, but not enough to overcome what's been put before him. They're down 3k gold 7 minutes in, and MLP's playing their win condition, never letting CC and Mia get into this game.
Look at this Esmeralda, though, trying to get some poke damage, but Nicolette's able to secure a kill onto that CC. He is just going down, down. He's 0-3-2. Mia's 0-2. You can definitely tell who the rough picks were. Granger able to just take a turtle all by himself and not even be close to contested. In the bot lane, Mia finally takes a tower, so we are seeing a little bit of push, but back in the top, Esmeralda taken out, and another tower is going down to the Valley. I mean MLP.
Yeah, you're seeing the cost here of Lolita babysitting the Mia. If Mia was on, if the marksman was on something a little bit more self-sufficient, and Lolita could be in these fights, she could stop a lot of this damage coming in. She could stop these rotations. But they've given the map state up to MLP and said, no worries, we'll sit under our inhibitor turrets and we'll play back when you guys make a mistake. The problem with doing that is they may not.
Oh my god, a huge takeout on Esmeralda. She tries to ult in, and it's just a complete mistake. They should know that the damage of best players is too much, but look at Roger coming in. Does the stun get locked down? It does, and Roger's able to take out best player. S2 now pushing out, but don't push too far. You guys need to just take what you can. Look at the flicker ult from Sir Bossy going into the tower and taking out a double kill on to the side of S2. Lord is up. He's been taken out, but still, look at MLP just picking them away. Nice damage finally coming from that Sicilian onto Nicolette, but her ultimate is gone. Can she escape? She does. I think at this point, S2, they get a hero, and they push back past their boundaries. They need to take those picks and back off, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see a lot of the teams at the lower standings not knowing when to stop when they get an advantage and not knowing when to continue when they have an advantage, right? And I just have to say those Lapu mechanics were on point,
oh my
man.
God.
The flicker, and then he backed off into the stun. Wow, Bossy.
Get your notepad
Do it,
out.
boy. Yeah, I am. I'm writing notes, Bossy. Teach me more, Dad. Man, but Roger got a couple of kills back. Lolita's stun being used really well in that jungle
Yeah.
to cash in on a couple of things, right? But need to play around this Roger and this Lolita more. If Mia keeps needing to get babysitted and bring that Lolita down, Roger's just made weaker.
Oh, we do have some nice damage on a best player. Can Mia take this fight? No, she's forced to pop her ultimate and run away. It does take them off the Lord, but luckily Nicolette was stalling it. Look at the damage coming on to that Lolita. In comes Roger, trying to zone off best player. He does steal the Lord. S2 needed that, but look at the damage coming onto him. They do lose Roger. Now they're pushing back. 3 members of the side of S2 quickly go down. Promise does respond by taking out that Rafaela, but then gets quickly shut down by Nicolette. Nicolette sitting at 4-2 and 12 assists right now. Just playing an amazing support mage overall. Knows when to be aggressive, knows when to back off. Has that ult ready. You know, I mean, just overall a nice game coming from MLP right now, Ben.
I am taken aback. That was the most expensive Lord I've ever seen. They went for it. They got it. They pushed best player off. And then they realized what it cost them. And so I think it's a pretty even trade, honestly, because the map state kind of just reset, right? And so maybe that's actually in S2's favor because it bought him a little bit more time. But 6K gold down at the 11-minute mark. Bossy's 4-1. Best players 8-1. Clint's 2-1. So as this gets into the next like 2 minutes or so, they're bringing a lot of damage. And CC, while he's got a little bit and Mia's got a little bit, they're not online yet. So it's not yet been long enough for them to be really effective. But as they get more into this turtle formation, you're going to see that CC and that Lolita be able to come together and not be so spread out and work off.
Down goes Lolita, so the CC just doesn't seem to matter. I mean, I think S2 just doesn't know when to not take a fight. Like they're not like we saw TSU last time going out into the jungle, coming out, but enough of that. Look at that ult dodge from Nicolette, able to escape Promise. But in all this, they're taking the base. The damage starting to come in from that Clint, melting down Esmeralda. She gets taken out from Nicolette. BTK Zoltra having to go back. His health's a little low. But Sir Bossy just making these picks on and off the map. A nice ult coming in from Lolita. She does get the stun. She's able to stun him more. Roger able to take out best player and maybe help them survive for a little bit longer. But look at Clint jumping in. Best player is not the only damage dealer anymore. He's doing some nice poke. A beautiful ult coming in from Sir Bossy. Sir Bossy really showing off here. Minions now down. All members of S2 gone. Esmeralda up, quickly gets stopped in her tracks as the Nexus goes down.
Wow. Yeah, can we not play CC and Mia in the next game? Those 2 last picks, I think, really just signed the death warrant. If I was on MLP side, if I see those 2 picks locked in, I pretty much think we won the game. Yeah, that was not a great. Lolita has to then babysit the Mia. That means they lose all rotation around the mid 3-1-3, and the jungle starts to go in the favor. Even though Roger got a little bit, even like he just didn't have pressure to go with him to make plays because the Lolita's babysitting the Mia, right? CC never got online. Mia never got online. Roger, while off to a pretty quick start, didn't have enough gas in the tank to keep going because he didn't have anybody with him. A clean game from MLP, honestly. So